Hey everybody, welcome back. It's me. I'm playing another Acolyte. You remember last time? Yeah, I played Harvest. Everyone's like, what the fuck, you're playing Harvest? And I said, yup. And then it sucked, but it was a fun video, right? I had a good time. But here I am playing another Acolyte using another two-handed axe. But this time, the build is a lot more... Oh, there go my frames. Yeah, you'll probably see that here a lot. My frames dropping. This build is a lot more not bad. I mean, okay, it's like ridiculous, like high APM bullshit. It feels like it's certainly a lot more complicated than the Harvest build, but I feel like there's more payoff because things don't take 50 years to die, which is actually really nice after playing so much Harvest. So you're seeing me running through an echo right now, and you saw some boss clips in the intro. But I'm just doing this to kind of show you that it can clear, even despite all of the hoops you have to jump through to make it work, which I will explain here in a moment. And it's really fun. I've been playing this game for like just under a year. I installed it in like May of 24, pretty sure. And I've always had such a fascination with the weapon I'm gonna be using today, the Pyre of Affliction. In any game, I really like thematic, like area-specific, unique items. In Grim Dawn, there's like dungeons, like in this game, and they all have like a bunch of uniques from the boss, and all of those are really they're always really cool and like flavorful, and they have interesting effects. And Last Epoch does not disappoint. The problem is most of them are not very good, including this one, unless of course you do some ridiculous bullshit. So let's start analyzing the ridiculous bullshit. So we're a Warlock. Let's start with that. We're using this axe. Cool. Let's figure out what the fuck it does. First of all, the implicit. Spell fire and spell necrotic damage. Kind of a lot. Like 120 flat is not bad at all. So that's pretty good. Explicits. Let's look at this. 36% chance. Holy fuck. 36% chance to apply damned on hit. Cool. Ward gain on kill. Okay. Ignite yourself on kill. Whatever. This one's, the next like two are the most important parts of the item. Casting transplant, grants ward, whatever, and converts every stack of ignite on you to damned with 160% increased duration. We're stacking damned, by the way. That's our main damage source. In case you didn't know. Or in case I don't put it in the title. I'll probably put it in the title. Regardless, bunch of stacks of damned on you for a while. Okay, great. What do you get from having a bunch of stacks of damned ticking on you? Damned inflicted by spells you cast while damned has 14% necrotic penetration per stack of damned on you. Okay, so you damn yourself, and then you cast spells while you're damned to stack a bunch of super juiced stacks of damned onto enemies. Cool. Solid. This item is dumb to play with, and it was in the game before Warlock, and I don't know how the fuck anybody used it without, like, Chthonic Fissure, to be honest with you. I guess you could do the same thing that I'm doing in this build, but with Death Seal and make, like, a hit build instead, but I'm not worrying about that. We're also using two other uniques from Soulfire Bastion, which, well, one, but I'm using two of them. Ashes of Mortality. 18% chance to gain, on hit, to gain 2 ward per ignite and damned on the target, and 30 ward per ignite and damned on you on a 2-second cooldown. I think this stacks... I don't know if the cooldown for this is shared between both of them. I think it is. But I think getting both of these gives me, like, doubles the ward that I get and doubles the chance, but the cooldown stays the same. Regardless, I'd want 2 of these anyways, because the stats on it are really good. Fire damage on the implicit. Cast speed, ward retention, fire and necrotic damage % increased. Good. Sick. Get some intelligence or some damage over time on these. Good. This is our sustain, because we have a bunch of Ignite and Damns on us all the time, and we have a lot of Ignite and Damns. on enemies. Trust me. Trust me. Okay. So you might be thinking, that's cool, Callie Fleming. That's really cool. Beautiful, famous Last Epoch YouTube personality, Callie Fleming. But how do I get a bunch of stacks of damned on myself? Malin's hubris. This converts 100% of bleed chance to ignite chance. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. However, this has an interaction with Spirit Plague, which, if you don't know, has a lot of cast speed. You can get this thing going pretty quick. This note up here, physical penetration with bleed, who cares? Bleed stacks on you when you cast it. 5. But wait, Malin's hubris converts that to ignite. Ignite is what we need to convert to damned with transplant, with the axe. So what you do, essentially, is you run the fuck around, you spam the shit out of Spirit Plague. With my amount of cast speed, I get like 50 stacks. Cast transplant, boom, 50 damned, chthonic fissure, spam a million infernal shades, and they all explode and inflict a bunch of damned, and the fissure inflicts a bunch of damned, and all of that damned does a lot of damage. A lot. You're also getting a lot of ignite, because you're a warlock, you just apply a bunch of ailments. That is the core of the build. Originally, I was using this with just fissure and like auto cast chaos bolts, but because of Dread, no, Dread didn't fucking make the build. Dread just popularized it. There's another guy. I'll put his name on screen. I'm sorry, this is wildly unprofessional of me. But this guy who made it that I heard about from Dread, Last Epoch, actual Last Epoch YouTube personality, Dreadful. Hi, Dread, you're probably gonna watch this. Made me think, hold on. Infernal Shade has that explosion node. That explosion's a hit, so it can apply ailments. And that explosion hit has a gigantic fucking like 200% more multiplier in the tree. So if I stack all of that more damage from the Infernal Shade explosion on top of the necrotic penetration of getting from the item, like this is gonna be kind of saucy. You know what I mean? Our other skills are essentially all here to trigger ailment overloads. Like Bone Curse, you trigger an ailment overload. Transplant, expect to give you defenses, and because we have to use it to convert all of our stacks. But, Fissure and Infernal Shade are our main damage. Spirit Plague is our utility, like, make the build work thing. You could, I guess, damn yourself through other methods, but oh, there go my frames. I don't know why it does that. Your mileage may vary on slower computers like mine. This is like 750 corruption, by the way, just in case you were wondering, but it's a warlock, so it's not like immensely impressive. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Spirit Plague lets you do the things. Bone Curse, which I'll explain later, can help you get some more damage in your build. And like Spirit Plague, it is a curse, and Warlock gets a lot of benefits from fighting stuff that happens to be cursed. So I'm gonna do this echo after I've explained how the build basically works, so you can kind of watch me clear more with a little bit more insight onto what is going down here. Honestly, it takes a little bit of getting used to for the whole like rotation to work, but once you kind of like figure it out, it's pretty smooth. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, after this echo, we will go more in depth on the gear and the skills and the passive tree, because unlike with Harvest, where it was kind of boring, there's a lot to go over here. So, let's analyze, shall we? Let's do some analysis. Ooh, Shadow String. Ooh, I've never once used this item. But, like, oh, never mind. I only have 18 flat on it. Okay, never mind. Sorry, what was I talking about? Yeah, let's go to Champion's Gate. Classic locale. This is a babbling bike ass location. Yeah, I know people's names now. I'm in. Okay, so I already talked about the axe and the gloves and the rings. Let's talk about Titanheart. We're using it. We have a two-handed weapon. That's pretty cool. You want apply damned on hit here and on the helmet. I got increased health, but a better second affix for damage would be probably plus levels to Chthonic Fissure. Because that lets you get more stuff on Fissure, and it also gives you a bit of increased damage over time as a fun bonus. General priority affixes for this build are, like, just get damned on hit, get enough cast speed to feel comfortable, like, spamming the fuck out of Spirit Plague in between your other skills. For me, that is 100%, which is pretty high, but... Excuse me, oh my god. I have tier 7 here, tier 7 here, but by no means do you need this much. It's just good quality of life. Twisted Heart! While we're on the subject, I love this item. It's very dear to my heart because it is not only a great stat stick, but it has a lot of cool effects on it. Oh yeah, I was talking about affixes. Sorry, we'll get back to you, Twisted Heart. Cast speed, int is fine. It is, like, okay. It scales your ward retention mainly, but I guess you get increased damage on some of your skills. But I think just increased damage over time is better wherever it can go. Like here, I got tier 6 and tier 5 increased necrotic damage. Pretty good. But yeah, just focus on stacking as much damned as possible. And get your resistances and get a decent amount of health and movement speed. Thank you, Blood of the Exile. Get a decent amount of health because we're using Twisted Heart. This build has a lot of leech because of a node inside of Warlock's tree, which gives us a lot of leech for basically free. So, because we're always casting Spirit Plague, which is a necrotic spell, like pretty much all the time, the cast speed is so inconsequential it doesn't really interrupt anything else we're doing. And we're always casting it to get more ignite, to convert back to dam, so we can always have a good amount of dam stacks on us, so that our fissures and infernal shades can do good damage. This will convert our health into ward, which helps us get a little cushion for if we lose the stuff from Ashes of Mortality, or it's on cooldown, or whatever. This is great. +1 to our skills also, cool. Strength, armor, nice. Even more cast speed, health on the implicit, great item. This thing probably won't survive 1.2 patch unscathed, but it got through 1.1, so maybe we'll be fine. Belt. I actually built a decent amount of mana regen on this character. You kind of want it. I would like more. Personally, I think I would like tier 7 on the build. Maybe get some more on the amulet. Omnis is not required, or not Omnis. Nihilus is not required. I'm using this one because it has 50% increased mana regen on it. Generally, in fact, it's really good rolls, except for the plus to all skills. But like, you can really use any amulet here. Get mana regen on it though, because if it's not a Nihilus, you're gonna want like tier 7 mana regen here, probably. But I'm using Nihilus because this one has good stats on it. Implicits does not really matter for the helmet, or excuse me, yeah, the base type does not really matter for the helmet. Ideally, you'd use this and stack some more necrotic resistance. I don't really have a good enough Bone Clamor to justify that. And also, I don't really have a lot of space in this build for stacking a lot of necrotic resistance. But this is, you absolutely could. Like go ahead if you want. But I'm just using this because it is double tier 6. And on a base that helps me is pretty decent. Sorry, my phone just buzzed. I don't know if you guys could hear that. Whatever. Boots, Blood of the Exile, it's okay, it's whatever. I don't really, yeah, it's Blood of the Exile. I'm using this because it makes you fast, but any exalted boots with movement speed on them would work too. Gives me int also, which is nice. Yeah, this is just fast for go fast. A lot of this is survivability focused because most of our damage comes from just the interactions between this item and the skill tree. So, I mean, we'll take damage where we can, like on the rings and cast speed. But cast speed helps us keep alive. It's Twisted Heart. And we just really need damned on hit, and then we just need to find a way to just and stay not dead. Idols. These are kind of important. We are using ailment overloads kind of a lot. I like to do 3 of these, and then 2 of the damned on hit 3x1 idols. But these 2x2s are really good, and you should have a couple of them. Blessings, ignite on hit. Ignites are cool. I took all res here. You could do bleed because it would also get converted to ignite from Malin's Hubris, but I like all res, so I took it. This build does not have crit avoid. I have not that much reduced bonus damage taken from crits also. I should fix that, but it has not. I have not been punished for it yet, so it's fine. I took armor here because armor. I guess you could do endurance if you wanted, but you're not really going below low health very often. And here there's nothing really good. A percent increased armor does not do that much for us. So I took Phys Res, even though I'm pretty overcapped on it. And lightning resistance here. Fill out slot if you have lightning resistance elsewhere. Maybe mana. Yeah, mana would be good, just to not run out. Anyways, that's the gear. Let's talk about the skills, because the skills are fun and interesting. So first of all, we got Transplant. This is the most boring one. This has Kill Threshold, and it auto-casts Bone Curse for me when I'm too lazy to do it myself. And it gives us Bone Armor. That's pretty much all it does, except for, of course, this. The damned shit. You want a low cooldown on this, so you can be converting damned pretty often. You could go for CDR on your gear, but just don't take the mana node up here. This gives it a pretty long cooldown, which I don't really feel comfortable. And take this, max this out. You could get some cooldown reduction. I might, you know, on the fly thinking here. Stymied Fate. These boots. Cooldown recovery speed for Transplant. Not bad. And, ooh, wait. Haste on hit. Wait, and increased damage over time. Okay, I did not consider this option. And Ward Decay Threshold on the implicit? Holy okay, never mind. Use these if you can get a decent pair of them. Yeah. My bad. Oh shit, okay. I might need to reevaluate my priorities here. These would be pretty good. These would be pretty good. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, skills. Sorry, I got distracted. Yeah, it's boring. Bone Curse. This lets us do Mark for Death, which is good. It also applies Bleed, which does not get converted by Malin's Hubris, which is important, so we can get Bleed Overload for reasons we will discuss later. My phone buzzed again, so I'm going to put it on Do Not Disturb. Other than that, is just get a bunch of area, make it do some more damage, so the bleeds do something. This is also a pretty boring skill tree. Spirit Plague, like we talked about earlier, 5 stacks of bleed per cast. You can get the mana cost decently low, but this mana efficiency node is a percent, and the cost is already like pretty low, so it doesn't really like reduces it by like 1 if you max it out. Get this cast speed because it's awesome. Get the spread. Get the spread. This node is good for just passively increasing your damage while you're clearing. This also, like Bone Curse, does not get converted by Malin's Hubris, I don't think. This one might. I know Bone Curse doesn't, but this one might. Not sure. But regardless, even if it doesn't, Bore Ignites are cool. Whatever. So that's our like utility skills out of the way. Let's talk about the duo here, Fissure and Infernal Shade. So Fissure itself applies Damned when the spirits hit things. That's pretty cool. Shreds resistances. I took this crit multi node, but I mean, you know, it's to go. And it spreads our ignite stacks when a spirit hits something, which is nice. But the main reason we do this is to take Return Below, which is a node that you've probably heard about, but I'll explain it briefly, I guess. So whenever one of the spirits hit an enemy, that's afflicted by an Infernal Shade, they make the shade expire and deal all of its remaining damage at once. It also gives you more spirit frequency when this happens, which is nice, but not really the main effect. We can make Infernal Shade do this. Combustion. When Infernal Shade expires, there's a large explosion which deals fire damage to nearby enemies. This is a hit, and you can make it do 200% more damage. Oh my god! That also scales the damage of all of the ailments it would inflict. Now, most Infernal Shade Fissure builds, I feel like, focus a lot on the damage that Infernal Shade does. I really don't care about this. It does damage, I'm sure. But, like, Mostly I want it for the ailment application. I also took this node just for fun. Like if I miss shading something, it'll just stay on the ground and wait for something to come close to it. So yeah, you plop down this fissure, and while you're damned, all of the spirits, which do count as hits, by the way, and do trigger Bone Curse. I was trying to figure out if they were hits for a little while earlier, but I'm like 98% sure they are. But if I'm wrong, you can like tell me to kill myself in the comments section or something. But the spirits damn things, they get all your damned application chance, plus the 3 from here. They spread ignites. They also inflict any other ailments you have, and they detonate infernal shades, which also apply all of your ailments because now they're a hit because they explode, and they do a 200% more damage with those ailments, and it's pretty cool. All right, that's nice. Passive tree. I took some here for mana regen. This is the most like who cares? It's base acolyte tree. Armor, int, necrotic resistance, poet resistances, and word retention. We're at 20. Cool, I can forget this exists. Lich. I took this for mana regen purposes. If you felt better about your mana situation, you could swap those out for this node, which is pretty good, but not necessary. We're taking all of the overloads because we can proc all of the overloads. Bleed, which you apply on enemies through Spirit Plague and Bone Curse, and we have physical skills, which are Transplant and Bone Curse, so we can cast to proc this. Poison chance, we have like 30% poison chance with all the hits we're doing is enough to proc this if things stay alive long enough, and it's just any damage over time skill for this one, so basically anything we do can proc it. And Damned and Ignite Overload we get really easily because Infernal Chthonic Fissure is both a necrotic and a fire skill, and also these are the main 2 ailments we're applying. We want this for this. More damage over time per overload. This gets 12% when we have all 4 of them, which is really nice. Other than that, it's just survivability stuff. Mana per int is cool so that you're not at like 80 mana. Mana regen, just a travel thing really. This is important to leech so we can keep using Twisted Heart. Less damage taken per curse on the target. Classic Warlock node. Classic. We get a decent amount of curses. And also 4% more damage per curse on the target from the passives, which is nice. This is Withering. Less damage taken from Withered. Nice. We want all the Damned and Ignite chance here. I took increased Damn Duration and Chains every second while I Damn Overload things just to make clearing a little bit not less bad. You know, if enemies are fucking sprinting at me, then I can, you know, be fine. Anguish, that's another curse. I can make it do damage when I hit things, just for a little bit of extra damage. Fleeting Crone is really nice for clearing, because you're always killing something, because Fissure just kind of shoots things. Cast Speed and Cast Speed for curses. This is double dipping on the Cast Speed for Spirit Plague, which is nice. And then I took this for more health. Increased damage, more damage per negative ailment on you. Baby, we're up. We have a bunch of fucking negative ailments on us all the goddamn time. I thought that would take longer to explain. I'm just really happy I get to use this thing. To be so honest with you, I really fuck with this thing heavy. So let's go run another Monolith after I've explained all of the stuff. And that'll close us out for today. Yeah, I'm a little bit less like funny complaining girl this time, because unlike Harvest, there's very little to complain about. This is a cool build with a cool concept that actually performs well, and I like. Usually, builds I play are only one of those. It's a cool concept and I like it, but it performs like shit. It's a cool concept and it performs well, but I don't like it. It performs well and I like it, but it's not cool enough to make a video on. Oh yeah, by the way, in the comments section of the last video, someone said like, heh, just showing off your hipster off-meta build, huh? Like, okay, what the fuck? Sure, I could make a video about fucking Static Orb Sork if that would make you happy. But I don't know, I like doing wacky shit. Maybe I am a little bit of a hipster. What's so wrong with that? Since when did being a hipster become a bad thing? Come on now, come on now. But yeah, I don't know, this is kind of just something I want in a build. Oh yeah, boom, Stymied Fate, it's coming back. Let's fight this guy, because he might kill me, and that would be interesting. Nope, he's dead. But yeah, I don't know. This is just, I just feel good about this one. This is a cool build to end off 1.1 with. I'm very happy that 1.2 is coming soon, and I'm gonna do so much Sentinel. You might think Acolyte's my favorite class in this game. Ha! No, it's the big dumb guy with the sword, you fucking idiot. Cause I like to play Dark Souls, and they give me a guy with like a sword and a, holy fuck, that was bad. These fucking, these enemies, the Sacred Blooms, you have got to be fucking with me. They are really insufferable. Oh look, there's the boss. Wait there before me. Okay. My frames! My frames! I don't know what's causing that. It's bad though. It's bad. It's bad. Yeah, excited for 1.2. You'll see more from me then, but I wanted to get this out before 1.1 ended, cause I thought it was cool. Okay, this is really ugly on my character. I can't wait till they add transmog, because I look like shit. Okay, have a good day, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye!